Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We can see some growth in our views and subscribers, and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has shown interest. Plus, when we hit 100 or 1,000 subscribers, or both, our subscribers get the chance to win a 1 year paid Microsoft 365 subscription. That's in the works, and we'll get to know the details as we continue to edge closer. So, please keep liking and subscribing so we can keep learning and creating. All right, so today we're going to look at how we can use find and replace to search our worksheets. We're also going to check out named cells and ranges and how we can add and remove hyperlinks. In our last video, we talked about tab delimited data and comma separated values. Now, if you'd like to check that out, just click the link in the top right corner. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Consider subscribing if you'd like to learn to do more with Microsoft Excel and other Office applications as well. All right then, let's get to it. All right, so we're going to start off with find and replace. In this workbook, I have two worksheets open, 2021 online orders and inventory worksheets, as you can see down below in the worksheet tabs. And it's for the shoe boxes, sneaker stores with locations in Calgary, Toronto, and Vancouver. So we're just going to go right on to our find and replace. So in the home tab at the top, you can go to the right in the editing group and you can just use the drop down button. And in there, you can find the find and replace buttons. Or for a quicker way, you could just hit Control F on your keyboard and you get a find and replace pop up with some search parameters in there. So let's just do a quick search. Let's say we're finding, since it's a sneaker store with data on shoes, let's look for size, for example, right? So we have size there. And to find the first instance of our search, you use find next. So hit find next, and you can see Excel says it wasn't able to find what we're looking for. Okay, and this is because we have our search parameter limited to searching within the sheet. In this first drop down, you can change that to workbook. And if we find next again, you'll see that we're able to find an instance for our search, and that's the search column header, right? So you can, change the parameters in there to get exactly what you're looking for. You can see that we have match case and match entire cell contents unchecked because we don't want Excel to search using the exact lower cases we have in here. So these are only if you have, really specific search requirements that you have to use these. So most of the time, you just try to search within your sheet or your workbook and you should be fine. So now we're in our inventory worksheet. Say we had an error during data entry and we want to correct that for all the sneakers with the name streak in them. You can see we have a couple. We have this first one, and if we scroll down, we should have some other ones, right? Okay, so we say we want to, replace the bunch of them to something else. All we have to do is enter the search here. So let's do that, streak. And we're searching within our worksheet. We're not trying to match case or any cell contents. So we'll just go ahead and find next. And you can see that Excel has found the next instance. What we want to do is replace the word streak with something else. So we can easily switch to the replace tab, and you can see a replace drop down opens up where we can enter the word that we're looking to replace this streak width, right? So, for example, we want to use something like stroke, right? We'll replace streak with stroke within this worksheet. If we hit replace, it will replace one instance, most likely the next instance, which we can do. And you can see that streak has changed to stroke in there. And if we want to replace the rest of them, we'll just hit replace all. And you can see Excel has sent in an alert saying all done. We've had 20 replacements, right? So when we look in our spreadsheet, you can see that all the streaks have now become strokes, including the one at the top. So this is how easily we can search, find data within our spreadsheets, and make replacements as necessary. All right, so we're going to move on to named ranges and how to insert and remove hyperlinks. In this workbook, I have, in addition to our 2021 online orders and inventory tabs, mileage expenses and payroll. And there's a lot of data in the workbook, and using named ranges is a way to move to or through all of them much quicker. So in the name box, we can look and check on the top left to see what named ranges we have currently in this workbook by using the drop down. In there, we currently have four of them. Sheet title is just a reference to one cell in our online orders worksheet. We have total April mileage, which is a collection of cells for the mileage for the month of April in our mileage expenses worksheet. We have total online sales for a collection of total sales for online orders in our 2021 online orders worksheet. And lastly, we have the Vancouver inventory, which is just a selection of sneakers in the Vancouver location. Right. So this is how we can use named ranges to easily navigate to certain information within our worksheet. So let's create our own first named range. Let's go to payroll or mileage expenses, for example, and let's select the total mileage cost for the month of April. With everything selected, all we have to do is start to type within the name box to create our named range, right? So just click in there and we can say 2021 April mileage. When you hit enter, you get an error for invalid reference. Now, that's because with named ranges and using the name box, you cannot start a name with a numeric value and you cannot use spaces within the name box, right? So to rename it the correct way, it would have to go start from April underscore mileage underscore 2021, or we can start with an underscore April mileage 2021, where we put all the words together, or we can start with a numeric with a alphabetical value or character, which is April underscore mileage underscore 2021, which in my opinion is the most legible. We hit enter and it works out. Check our drop down and you can see now it's included. So if we skip to the sheet title and skip back, we can see it takes us right to our total mileage cost for the month of April. Right. So this is how we can quickly create named ranges within our workbooks, and to be able to manage all the named ranges and cells that we have in a workbook. If they become too many of them, you can just go up to the formulas tab and go within the defined names group, hit the name manager, and you can see all the named cells and ranges and tables that you have in your workbook. And you have the option to create new ones, edit existing ones, and delete existing ones as well. Okay, so let's move on to hyperlinks. For hyperlinks, they're just ways of pointing to an element within or outside of our worksheet using one of our worksheet elements. It could be an image within our worksheet, or it could be one of the cells, right? We're going to start with an image, creating a link for an image. And we want that link to point to a named range for our sneakers. We don't currently have, okay, we do have a named range for our sneakers. So let's say a named range for our sizes. So let's click on our sizes, select everything, and create a named range. A shorter way to do this is just to click on the first cell, Control Shift down on the keyboard, select all the cells within the column. Now we have it selected. We can just click in our name box and type sizes. Enter. Now let's go ahead and link our image to the sizes. So we go down to our online orders worksheet, click the image we're trying to link, right click and link. We have options to link to a web page, a place within the document, create a new document, or use an email address. This would be a place within our document, so we select that. If we hadn't named our ranges, we can choose one of our worksheets and enter our cell reference. But because we have already named our cell reference, we just look for the option that says define names and find the name underneath of that. So we have it right here, sizes, click that, okay. And now we can test it out. When we hover over it, our mouse changes to a hand and some information shows up about our link. If we click the link, it takes us right to the named range for all our sizes. So now that we've tested that out and it's working just fine, let's go to the second option for using a cell. And this time I'm going to point to somewhere outside of our worksheet. I'm just going to put in some information here. Let's say website. Looks like there might be an existing link here. Okay, let's try it here. Website. Right. And now we just have to click on a cell, right click, go to the bottom, link. And this is going to be a place outside of the document on a web page. So we click that option and we have a text box at the bottom where we can put in our URL or our internet address. So I have one here. This is just for the Microsoft homepage. I'm just going to copy that, paste right here, and hit OK. Now our cell lights up and you can see it now looks like a real link. We hover over it, our mouse button changes to a hand, and some information shows up. We test it out, and it takes us through our default browser to the Microsoft homepage. So this is how links work, and you can have them on different elements of your workbook, pointing to different elements within your workbook or outside of your workbook. Where we want to make changes or remove a link entirely, we just need to right click on the element and go down to where we have options to edit our link, open our hyperlink, or remove it entirely, right? And we can just click remove and it no longer works as a link. As you can see, it doesn't take us anywhere. Same goes for the image. We can right click on it, remove the link, and the image no longer works as a hyperlink. And you can see when we click that, nothing happens. So that's basically how we can insert, edit, and remove hyperlinks. All right, thanks everyone for spending time with me today. As always, I'd love to see your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we put out something new. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next lesson.